Welcome to the White House.
Welcome to West Wing Week.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President hosted the Nuclear Security Summit, met with the NATO Secretary General, discussed a new administration rule that prevents companies from ducking their tax bill, and traveled back to the University of Chicago to discuss the Constitution and the Supreme Court. That's Friday, April 1st to April 7th, or
also known as the Lefkós Oíkos.
On Friday, the President concluded his final Nuclear Security Summit. At the summit, the President met with the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, as well as Germany. He also met with leaders from 50 countries who traveled to D.C. to address the threat of nuclear terrorism and reaffirm our shared commitment to nuclear disarmament, nuclear nonproliferation, and the peaceful use of nuclear energy. On Monday, the President sat down with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg in the Oval Office to discuss the important role that NATO plays in keeping America safe and advancing our interests around the globe. After meeting with his staff on trade, the President and Vice President headed to the East Room to celebrate Greek Independence Day.
This is the 2-minute warning for the press briefing.
On Tuesday, the President headed to the Brady Press Briefing Room to discuss the administration's latest effort to close loopholes that allow powerful corporations to avoid paying their fair share in taxes.
That the laws are so poorly designed that they allow people, if they've got enough lawyers and enough accountants, to wiggle out of responsibilities that ordinary citizens are having to abide by.
That afternoon, the First Lady was joined by a group of students from across the country to plant the White House kitchen garden for the 8th year in a row. The First Lady started the tradition in 2009, beginning a national conversation about our nation's health and our diet. In the afternoon and into the evening, the President was joined by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the combatant commanders in the Cabinet Room to discuss national security. And then for dinner, the President emphasized his strong commitment to defeating ISIL and the importance of keeping the United States military strong.
Coach!
On Wednesday, the President called Villanova basketball coach Jay Wright to congratulate him and the team on their buzzer-beating NCAA championship victory.
Welcoming you guys to the White House. Congratulations, Coach.
That afternoon, the White House celebrated Nowruz, the traditional Persian festival of spring. The First Lady welcomed Persian dancers and musicians to perform in the East Room and highlighted the vibrant cultural contributions of the Persian community to the United States. On Thursday, the President headed to his sweet home, Chicago. He sat down with the students and faculty at the University of Chicago Law School, where he taught constitutional law, to discuss the Constitution and the role of the Supreme Court. The President made the case that the United States Senate should fulfill its constitutional duty and give Chief Judge Merrick Garland,
is an extraordinary jurist,
who has more experience on the federal bench than any Supreme Court nominee in history, a fair hearing and a timely up or down vote.
It's not just a matter of who's occupying that 9th seat in the Supreme Court. It has to do with how we as a democracy operate.
So stay engaged with us online, and remember, you can find out more information about any of these topics and see complete videos at whitehouse.gov. Thanks so much for checking out this edition of your West Wing Week.
Okay, hi.